All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. How about the Monday market report for the week ending August 25th, 2024? Thank you guys for tuning on in for our weekly jaunt into the graded coin market. We usually focus primarily on what we call the modern era, anything 1900 in date and upwards, all the way up to the current dates. Yeah, I would say we have a pretty stacked list here today. Everything's sold on greatcollections.com, one of the premier online auction houses going on today. And yeah, I mean, we have just from top to bottom a nice little healthy mix of registry set coins, in addition to coins that fulfill like higher end type that may not necessarily need to be in a registry set. That's kind of the good thing here this week is we have I would say a really nice balance. It's almost 50-50 on the list of the two different types of coins. A lot of investability, which is what's happening right now. With precious metals kind of ticking upwards, we're almost to $30 an ounce as of today's taping. So, again, the rising tides float all the ships upward, and, the coin market and the bullion market kind of follow suit hand in hand here. So, we look forward to discussing what has been hot this week. We have an absolutely nice show. I did something a little bit different, and then this is going to help you guys possibly gain a little bit of a understanding and feeling as to numerical grading if you don't see it. And what I did was on every single image that we have here today, I left off the actual label of who it was graded from and what the numerical grade is, and then we'll reveal that as we talk about each coin. Something different for this week. So that way, some of you who want to get involved in coin grading and want to be very responsible at it will certainly find this particular video a little bit more helpful as you kind of have to, um, discover on your own what makes a coin, as a mid-state 65 and one, it's a 68, things like that. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to check things out here momentarily. First little event notification on Whatnot is that we do shows every Friday. So we have a live auction that happens every Friday, 4 times a month at the minimum, where we cover U.S. type bullion and currency. So a nice little mix of all the things that are displayed on there. And these auctions start at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. We just gave away this past Friday a beautiful copy of the Cherry Picker's Guide, and we're going to do that again when we come back here in about 2 weeks. So, yeah, we'll be off this coming week, and then we'll be back on for more action this following week as, we kind of say goodbye to the summer season. We get ready for what is customarily a little bit busier season for the coin market and the hobby in general. So, with that being said, in preparation for the busyness, how about go ahead and sign up? If you haven't done so already, now's your opportunity. I have a dedicated referral link in the description box, or it's going to be pinned in the comment section of this video today. You sign up under me, you get $15 off whatever first purchase your heart desires on the platform, Whatnot. And then, furthermore, if you've been selling on platforms like eBay and a few others, and you're looking to enhance your experience and really make a huge difference in your business, then come and sell on the platform Whatnot. It is the biggest, the brightest, and the best live auction site today. And they are looking for spirited, very motivated sellers like yourselves. Come join. I'll also have that referral link in the description box as well. If you just want to fast track it, sign up, and then get ready for some fireworks. It's going to be a lot of fun for this holiday season. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into some of these selections here. Everything ending this evening, August 25th, and we're going to start things off with a 1960 Lincoln Memorial set. All right, what also makes this one extraordinary, I don't know if you guys see it, it's also the small date variety as well. So this one is a decent enough chase in raw condition that you're gonna end up paying $5 to $10 for a nice one. But what does it look like for a registry set? This particular one right here is graded by PCGS in a Mid-State 67 Plus full red slab, and I'm happy to say that this one ended at tonight for $2,709.12. That's quite the nice price tag on a coin of this type. And we're just seeing upticks all across the board on 1960s Lincoln cents here recently. And I don't think that's going to change as people move beyond the 1950s for registry set hunts. And they're looking for the next toughest decade, which is 1960s. There's going to be kind of like interesting little niche coins like the small date 1960 Philly that's going to help support that particular market for 1960s high graded pieces. All right, the next one that we have here, again, probably more better suited for a registry set. It's not the finest graded 1950s. This one right here, it's a very pretty coin. It graded out as a 67 plus full red, but much like the previous coin did. It's also CAC certified as well, so you're not seeing it, but it does have a green bean on here, which is going to make a huge difference in the overall valuation of this particular grade for this date. So again, not the highest grade. 68 is that high watermark on a 50s, but this one, consider it like that second wave, that second tier of coin. Sold for $2,418.75. Coming up next, everybody's favorite one-year type coin, and that's the 1943 series of zinc-coated steel. Yeah, been popular for many decades, and the pursuit for some of the highest graded specimens possible continues. So tonight we have this Mid-State 68 example. This is by PCGS, by the way. And it was adorned by a CAC green sticker as well. Ended at $3,937.50. Traditionally, we see a lot of these coins in this same grade with a CAC sticker in that $3,000 to $4,000 range. So this one is obviously a little bit higher on the spectrum for the value, but make no mistake about it. The prices of these steelies have certainly not gone down in the last 10 years. And as many of them as I talk about them, ladies and gentlemen, there is a collector base that supports the actual value of these coins. For as big and wide and deep as that cavern is of Mid-State 68 grades for any steel set, it's surprising that the prices have not tanked just due to the overall supply out there. So really good to see a coin almost hitting $4,000. The strength of these is unmatched. 1938, nice pleasing date here. Again, probably an example that belongs in the registry set. It graded pretty high, but it's not the top pop grade. PCGS Mid-State 67 Plus full red, CAC green bean sticker as well on this particular example. And this one sold this evening for $2,418.75. All right, so Philadelphia minted 30s coins are quite accessible in some of the highest grades, and it's just going to take the right perfect grade for these things to hit that stride, that next level for a lot of collectors that's looking for a registry set staple. 1933, I'd say this is one of the tougher dates from the 30s. 33 Philly and 33 Denver are two, bar none, some of the toughest dates. Even beats out like 31, 1930, things like that. 32 comes in a close second, I would say. So this one right here, I was more than pleased to see one of these pop up on the list. We haven't seen a decent 1933 in quite some time. So this one here is a PCGS Mid-State 67 Plus full red example that ended at $7,706.25. That's just further evidence that there is this is a quite a spectacular, a very special date of Lincoln Cent. That if you're able to hit the magic number in the numerical grade department, these things will reward you pretty nicely. And those are 32D. It's again great to see both dates in here. 32D, kind of an all ball. The type style of the numbers in a day a little bit different, especially that three right there. A really nice one here as well. This one is a PCGS Mint State 67 Red. The collectability on this one is a little bit more. It casts a larger net. It's not just for registry sets, but because of this particular date, there are folks that want a nice high-end type coin, such as this one. So this one here sold for $3,957.75. A very investable coin, and me personally, I wouldn't mind owning something like this because I know there's not going to be too many that will grade much higher than this. So really pretty coin. This was one of my favorites of the week. 24D. It's a key date. Lower mintage. It's not the lowest mintage, but it's like a top 10 coin for lowest mintage, and typically a nice VF condition coin that if we need one for an album, it's just set you back about 25 bones. But how about one that's let's see, PCGS considered this one a full red example, which is more or less a microcosm of the coins produced during the 1920s. The quality was not very good. All right, and this came at a period where people really did use their change, their coins. Very few of them were saved at the highest rate of preservation. That'd be silly, especially during the Great Depression, where this coin was already 6 years old. Do you think anyone was really saving these? Not really, and that translates into a conditional rarity today. So this one here, PCGS graded this one a Mid-State 65 red. It is in a OGH, or an old green holder, from about the 1990s. Nice large price tag on this one, as expected. $10,687.50 was the final hammer price on this one. So that's our first five-figure coin of the evening. Here's our second one right here. Another tough date, 1920s. Not to be mistaken with the 24D that we just looked at. Don't get me wrong. This is where things get a little dicey for quality. All right, this one right here. Again, you wouldn't suspect this one to be a full red example, but PCGS gave that to it as a 65 red. Same exact grade as the previous coin. Now, here's kind of a toss-up. The previous coin, we do know it is a key date, 24D. It's just a natural. The 20S, not really. Nobody ever thinks of the 20S as being, like the, one of the choice key dates that we all kind of like think about in our heads. So this one, I was a little bit taken aback when this one ended at $11,030.62. Which comes out to about $400 more than the 24D that we just saw at the same exact grade. All right, now we're on the nickels. All right, you guys like a little bit of color. We got a few of them here to fill that void for you. A 1943 Philadelphia coming up first. This is a wartime silver manganese composition. Again, much like the steel cents, it's a perennial favorite among casual collectors. I know myself, I can enjoy these coins at any grade level, like a 65, a 64. It doesn't necessarily have to have full steps. So this one is actually one of the big varieties for this series, and you wouldn't know it by looking at it. You might catch a glimpse of it. This is actually the 1943 over 2. This is the over date variety of this coin. that NGC was able to give a mid-state 67 grade to. And auspiciously, I would say, this is something that I have a little bit of a disagreement on. They did give it 5 full steps. Just seeing how beat up those steps are there is some distracting marks that certainly do interrupt the full length of those stairs. And the toning is noted as well. $3,150 on this particular one. Beautiful color here. I mean, you cannot beat a toned buffalo nickel for anything else. The world is a much better place with toned buffalo nickels. They just kind of fit. Like this one right here. You'd figure the buffalo was sitting up against a beautiful sunset. Just based off of these colors. But 38D, it's the last day of the Buffalo Nickel series, and one that was coveted and saved, as kind of a keepsake. And they were all saved at the highest grade levels as the Jefferson Nickel made its entrance into the U.S. type arena. And people said goodbye to this lovely series. All right, so the one that we see here is an NGC Mid-State 68. All your NGC coins will be noted by the white prongs generally on these coins, and that's going to be your dead giveaway on them. This particular one right here is sold for $1,571.62, and I'm okay with that. It's not the top high-end grade that you can expect for this, but with a nice higher grade and the toning, that's a nice recipe for something great, like you see here. 1937D, and this is the aforementioned three-legged buffalo. Again, you can see all sorts of white around this one. This is an older, kind of like soap bar style NGC holder that doesn't have any prongs. All right, so the coin is snug in that white silicone insert. But getting back to the variety that is recognizable across many people, even non-collectors know what the three-legged buffalo is. And this one right here is a beauty. Man, this thing is really nice. So this particular one, NGC graded as Mid-State 64. They did note a little bit of toning on there as well. But how about $6,301.12? Again, yeah, this is a coin that is not going anywhere anytime soon. All as a result of an overpolished die that obliterated the front leg of that good old buffalo there on the reverse. So well done. Whoever bought this one is going to be very happy with it. We also have a 36D, and this particular one right here, you can't really tell, is another die variety. This is a 36D over D repunchment mark. It's the FS502 in the Cherry Picker's Guide. This particular example is a PCGS graded Mid-State 67, and it's sold for $1,537.88. Again, another nice payday from a die variety. 1930S, another beauty here. This one here is all for grade and possibly a registry set entry. And this was kind of like this coin is more akin to the line drawn in the sand. It's like once you cross over it, things get a little bit different. Anything from the 1920s. Yeah, they certainly don't look like this with nice luster, and the coins become prohibitively expensive to an extent. Now, this example here has pretty nice color on the reverse. That is noted as well by Great Collections. PCGS gave this one a Mid-State 66 plus. CAC Green Bean as well. $3,066.75 was the cost of ownership on this one tonight. And, this is, kind of like one of those coins I was talking about a moment ago. A 25S is anything but the prettiest well-struck coin. This one, pretty mushy. And the lack of luster is apparent on this. And that was just par for the course for any coin during the 1920s. And NGC was the grading party on this one as a Mid-State 65 plus, which is such a bomb of a grade for a really, really scarce, I would say, key date of the series. This one ended at $8,728.12. Nice payday there. All right, we do have a few dimes. Believe it or not, is this Roosevelt dime snuck on the list, and it's I believe the first Roosevelt dime graded by new upstart company CAC-G Grading. Is a mid-state 68 full split bands example, and they did note some toning on there as well. Again, really pretty looking example, and the toning is not too wild and crazy where it's offensive. This one ended at $1,968.75. And then we have a few really pretty Mercury dimes. Again, there's not too many people I know that hate this series. It's one of the most well-regarded, most beautiful designs on the face of this earth. Adolf Wyman knocked it out of the park. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that because everybody was thinking the same thing. 41S, quite the common date. Not so common on the full strike department, but this one did nail that pretty well. NGC Mid-State 68 Plus, full split bands. Wow, what a grade. And this one, I'm happy to announce, sold for $3,588.75. And there's the 1934 Philly. You wouldn't think that'd be too tough, but I think the combination of just a very clean coin that's devoid of any sort of contact marks, and then that toning. I mean, that is the white elephant in the room that we all have to discuss. Another beauty, PCGS Mid-State 68 full bands on this one. The toning certainly all adds in this spectacular final result at $2,124. So congratulations to the seller and buyer. This was a phenomenal piece. And now we are going to wrap things up with quarters. So we have this standout here in the Washington Quarter Series, a 1947D. We've seen some pretty nice 1940s Washington quarters here recently, so we'll add this one to the mix. It's got nice little patches of yellow and gold toning mixed in there. A light overall wash of this what we call original skin. Could possibly be a coin that was at one point sitting in an album or in a roll of sorts, and this could be a roll ender. So this one here is an NGC Mid-State 68, and it did sell for $2,531.25. And we have a trio of absolutely beautiful Standing Liberty quarters to end off the Monday market report for the week. We have this 1930. It's the most common of common dates that you could speak of. Nice raw BU coins can be had for about $100. It's a very approachable date, but let's talk about this one that obviously is here due to its upstanding overall preservation. I mean, NGC awarded this one a Mid-State 67, and it has a full head detail on there, so the strike is just impeccable. It's got everything that you want on a Standing Liberty quarter without having to spend five figures on it. And the grade is superb, really nice. $1,913.62. That seems like a pretty good deal for a coin that grades out this high with that strike designation. And a little kind of almost like a paintbrush splatter toning on this one really suits it well. So some people are not all for it. But me personally, it adds the extra character to the coin. It's 100% original. How about 24S? Yeah, I mean, there's very few dates that we could actually call tough dates. This one right here, is fantastic. What you don't see is the die clashing on this one. Probably the best place to look at would be if you're looking at Lady Liberty, the left shoulder, you could see the clash of the star from the reverse, and then a couple of other areas as well there, right by her left arm. So I love pointing things out like that because it just adds to the appeal of the coin. But this is a really tough date, no doubt about it. And in the highest rate of grade states, yeah, these things get particularly gnarly. For example, this one right here is a PCGS Mid-State 64, which is quite an average grade. It's a it's a low-end choice grade, or a gem grade. It's between choice and gem. Choice kind of saddles that region of like a high-end 63 grade to a 64. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing to hate about this coin. If you wanted something that is extraordinary, different, something you don't see every day, this is the date right here. $4,499.99. What a great coin. And then finally, we got to end it off on this beast. 1921, a true key date in every sense of the word. And yeah, the grade, no less, is just amazing as well. Another PCGS Mid-State 65. And yes, they did assign full head on this one, which is quite miraculous considering a few weak areas on the coin. So this one right here, yeah, great way to end things off on the Monday market report for the week. How about $6,918.75? So pretty nice lineup up and down. I mean, you guys see the trends. A lot of tier two level coins that sold this week, and it's I wouldn't have it any other way. It's nice to see a list where it's not dominated by top pops. You know. So the information provided today is for educational use only. None of this is financial advice. Please collect and/or grade your coins responsibly. I'm your host Sean with Blue Ridge Silverhound, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And yeah, stay the course in this hobby. The good things are going to be coming, and it's going to be bearing all sorts of fruit from all facets, and we all want to be there when that happens. So you guys take care, have a good one, and I shall see you on the next coin video. So long.